I'm here to tell you, every rejection, every disappointment has led you here, to this moment. Don't let anything distract you from it. The universe is so much bigger than you realize. I got bored one day, and I put everything on a bagel. Because you see, when you really put everything on a bagel,
need some new ideas for your sketchbook? Let's go over some of my favorite prompts. First up is words and typography. I have a lot of fun with this one. Sometimes I want to try and copy a certain font, but most of the time I just pick a random word and phrase and I just kind of freestyle it. It's a nice way to fill up some space without doing too much. Next up is taking a reference and turning it into something new, like this paint tube from a brand that I've used before. I just drew that all out, and instead of copying it exactly, I made my own little paint brand out of it. This is a great way to get some practice in while also having a little bit of fun with it. This next one is pretty self-explanatory, something you've never drawn before or haven't in a really long time. Here I'm drawing an angelfish because I have a tendency to shy away from drawing animals, because, as you can see, it can get really hard. But nothing in your sketchbook has to be perfect, it just has to be there. As long as you're practicing, you will get better with time. Also pretty self-explanatory, body parts. And the best part of this is you have a body, so you could take as many reference pictures from as many different angles as you need. And last up, anything at all, but without sketching it first. This can help you get more confident with your line work and just in drawing in general, because it really forces you to not overthink it and really just go for it. Again, the more you do it, the more confident you'll be. I hope this has given you some new ideas to try out in your own sketchbook. Happy drawing!
How I make the notebooks for my interactive sketchbook. First, you're going to want to draw a long rectangle on your empty page. This is just me giving an example sketch. Make sure yours is nice and straightened. Should look something like this. I usually do them to by 1.5 inches per square. Got to show me decorating them before cutting them out, but yeah, do that. Now you're going to want to fold them back and forth to get an accordion pattern. For the back piece, you're going to want to stick each side to each other. I don't know how to explain that. Now you have your notebook. Clean it up, snip off the uneven parts and whatsoever. For a little extra detail, you can add a spine using scrap paper, green. Or if what I was trying to show here, just follow along visually. Cut off excess. Okay, now you're done. P. Okay, bye. WMWAEP.
Showing you my fashion design senior collection, exploration sketches. As someone who would just fashion illustrate their whole life if they could, this is my favorite part of the process ever. It's when I can kind of start to experiment and see what this is really going to be. So I've come up with a mood board, and now I just start kind of sketching and letting myself kind of be creative and pushing myself as far as I can possibly go, even if none of these sketches are even remotely going to be used for my collection. I always do them on tracing paper that I can easily cut out and just trace one croquis over. I never try to spend more than 40 seconds on each sketch. I just take really quick sketch and then move on to the next one. My fashion teacher taught me this. Basically, you keep one element from the previous croquis and then push the idea and push the idea and push it until you literally can't push it anymore. As you can see, it's these mesh like ropes and chains that I kept trying to push, and then it kind of moved into the silhouette shape and the prints of the China pattern. It kind of moved into dishware and pottery, and so I used shards of pottery, really structured versions of it. Also, those things came back, the mesh strips, the plates I tried. Then I did some gathering, developed some shaping. I wanted this to kind of have the oyster illusion. The plates once more, a mix of all three. This one's really plate heavy. I really liked this one and this one as well. This one I need to figure out structurally, but I'm obsessed with it. And I didn't include in that the ones that actually made the cut. And I have a lot more sketches that were in like smaller sketch tack or thumbtack style, but I'd like to just put kind of some of my best pieces that really kind of fed into what I ended up doing in my book. Next, I'm gonna show you my final rendering, so make sure you follow to see that.
Please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know. I took my drugs and took my love, and when I got out the spot, I left the party with the
Who should I draw next?
It's cuffing season, and all the girls be needing. Need a big boy, I want a big boy. Give me a big boy.
If you have an empty page in your sketchbook that you want to fill up with an abstract pattern, just try this idea. So you're going to start out with a bunch of circles, vary the circles in size, and then go ahead and add other colors. You can go on a diagonal pattern or just kind of do whatever you want. This is actually a pattern that I learned through quilting, but when you fill out the sketchbook, it actually looks kind of cool.
I always get asked what sketchbooks and art supplies I use for fashion design, and this Fashionary sketchbook is my go-to. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with everything that Fashionary stands for. I love the aesthetics, the quality, everything.
Hello, my name is Sahal and I'm a fashion design graduate, and today I will be showing you my research notebook from my collection Serene Dreams. While studying fashion design, I also loved pursuing acting, so for my last collection, I took inspiration from both fashion and film. I took inspiration from when I was doing ballet and performing in the theaters. Then I also looked at the other side of pursuing your dreams, which can cause exhaustion and tiredness and fatigue. That is where I got the idea to stain and dye my fabrics to give it that vintage kind of used feeling. I did a lot of draping, fabric manipulation, and just purchasing fabric samples and sticking them into my notebook, and just that kind of little bit of research.
When you're not around, got me wondering if you dead, laying on the ground. Cause kitty, you better not be dead. If someone hits you with their car, I'll chop off their head. Motherfucking right, I'll shoot their ass, kitty. I'll put it down for your ass, you got me. I wanna scoop. I wanna scoop. I wanna scoop. I wanna scoop.
Si tienes un bloqueo creativo, chécate esto. Vamos a utilizar 4 plumones de punta fina. Elige los colores que quieras. Ahora vamos a comenzar a hacer estas líneas. Vas a hacer 3 de cada color. Y como recordatorio, no tiene que quedar perfecto. Ahora vamos a dibujar patrones dentro de las secciones. Con el color rosa yo decidí hacer estas líneas. Con el morado voy a hacer bolitas. Me di cuenta que es más fácil empezar por el contorno y después agregar los de adentro. Con este color naranja voy a empezar a hacer este tipo de curvas hasta llenar completamente la sección. Con el color azul vamos a hacer un bucle por el contorno primero y después vamos a irlo llenando hacia adentro. Te debe estar quedando algo así. Para esos espacios que están vacíos, vamos a rellenarlos de colores. Ya hemos completado otra página. Dale like y comenta si te gustó. Bye!
Today I'll be giving an overview on my very own Blueprints fashion design sketchbook. This unique sketchbook features a variety of clothing templates such as multiple tops, bottoms, and accessories. I even added some blank templates in the back just in case you wanted to draw your own graphics or just freestyle and draw some templates I didn't add. Here's an example of one that I did on my own, and I cannot express enough how quick and easy this sketchbook makes designing clothes. Not having to worry about drawing the silhouettes of the clothes you want to design and being able to jump right into it makes a world of difference. I've been designing clothes for 7 years now and have never came across a sketchbook quite like this, which is why I created it. This sketchbook will be available for the first time May 27th on the Wanted Apparel site.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Te doy lo que tú quieras, bailame en el tubo suave. Yo te doy lo que tú quieras, bailame en el tubo suave. Yo te doy lo que tú quieras, bailame en el tubo suave. Yo te doy lo que tú quieras, bailame en el tubo suave.
Even if you have never drawn a specific creature before, you can use this simple approach to study them. Let's take this trash panda for example. I start by drawing a central line which acts as a guide for symmetry. Then I sketch the biggest shapes I can see, an oval for the head and these 2 shapes for the paws. They aren't even precise, you don't need to worry about it at this point. Then I add middle-sized shapes like the one for the mouth, 2 triangles for the ears and small circles for the eyes. Once I'm satisfied with the overall position of these shapes, I begin adding more details. I divide the paw shapes into individual fingers, pay attention to distances and proportions, and make adjustments if needed. Using a quite hard HB pencil and using it lightly allows me to correct any mistakes or messy lines as I go. Starting with the darkest values, I gradually add shading, working my way through mid-tones. For the finest details, I switch to a softer pencil. A mechanical pencil with 2B lead comes in handy for fine lines, hatching, or tiny details. I often use a blending stump. This is especially useful when capturing the fluffiness of an animal or when it's very smooth and fabulous. And for pinpoint erasing, like for white whiskers, this elastomer eraser provides the clean finish I'm looking for. So don't be intimidated if you haven't drawn some animal before. Observe the reference, embrace the simplicity of shapes, don't worry about the mistakes, and let your pencil bring them to life.
Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
Yo, MF.